What up, people? Welcome to the Finance Rebel Show. You're talking to your host, or listening or watching your host, Kamari Ellis, the Finance Rebel. You know, this channel is all about taxes, business, economics, black wealth. And today we're going to be talking about taxes. But today, I got a special guest. Actually, I have a special superstar guest, my new BFF, Ericka Williams, over at the Classy Climb blog, is going to hang out with us a little bit today. But how are you today, Ericka?
What is good, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Clown blog. How are you doing? Thank you for letting me be on today.
No, thank you for coming on. Listen, this is Erica's idea, her brainchild. She said, Kabari, you did this clip about big tax refunds and why they are problematic. So we should talk about that. And I was like, cool. So should I play the clip first, Erica, or do you want to tell me why you want to talk about this first?
I definitely want you to play the clip first because I think to give people some context of why we're talking about this today, and
Okay.
then I'll tell you why.
All right, so let's add it to the stream. Y'all see this where they start marketing how big your tax refund is. As if the bigger your tax refund, the better your tax return. Well, that ain't the case, folks. That simply ain't the case. And actually, I say to folks all the time, if you have to market your tax refund status or the ability to get a bigger tax refund, that tells me you're not really serious about helping people maximize their taxes. Because guess what? You cannot judge if a tax return is done properly, legally, by how big the tax refund is. Every tax season, y'all see this where they start marketing how big your tax refund is. All right, so y'all get the gist of it. I was actually ranting about tax preparers, not tax professionals, not tax professionals, but tax preparers who every year come out and do their little commercials and their little flyers and have people dancing all up on the streets, all up in the videos, talking about, hey, come get this big tax refund. As if getting a big tax refund is really the key, really the jewel. But Ericka saw it and you had some thoughts. So what were you thinking, Ericka?
So there's big 3 points I really want people to understand is you're giving the government an interest-free loan.
Facts.
Number two, it's a wasted windfall theory. If you ever read anything about windfalls, people act irrational to windfalls. They don't do things that make sense. Number three is what are they learning? So little snippet background disclaimer. I have one family member who used to work for the IRS, and then I worked for 3 years at HR on our block. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
the
I don't
very
know. Do I need to get the holy water?
I know the very
Have you been
basic.
have you been baptized yet?
I need to be because I felt like we were basically just paper pushers. The average American really doesn't understand their taxes. They don't understand where their money's going. Um, they don't understand why the refund isn't bigger, right? I need a bigger refund, and you're like, no, you did good this year. You made more income. You had a better job. When you try to start explaining things to them, they think we're training them that they should be getting all this money back. But where is this money coming from? It's coming from
Mm,
you, the taxpayer, right? We already have like 50% of Americans don't pay any, what is it? Is it federal tax? I
yep,
think at
that's
this
correct.
point.
Yep.
And that's a bad system. It's a bad way of marketing. Now, I have several friends in the tax industry who post every year, look at these refunds I'm getting from my clients. And I'm like, ugh, I'm
That
like,
ain't it, y'all. That ain't
that
it.
that's I'm glad your client is getting $17,000, but I've actually met people who they get the money and every year of the year they got a car. And then you meet them again, the car's gone. They're buying outside of their bracket. They're over spending this money. Um, you know, One of the biggest things I teach in my tax lien course is without fail, South Carolina is one of the best states for tax liens. Why? They have a 98% redemption rate because everybody October, November, December doesn't pay their tax bill. They wait till when? Tax time to turn
Mm.
around and pay their tax bill. So instead of making reasonable payments along a year, they let it go into default, right? And they wait till they get a tax refund. So what are we actually training lower income people to do? Because I know people who have quit jobs because they're like, "Oh, I had to pay more in taxes." So I
Mm.
quit. So we're training people in society to go, you should expect something back.
But it's the carrot and the stick, right?
Mm-hmm.
People are moved by carrots at times, and tax refunds, even though it's a fake carrot, people like that. I mean, you see people jumping out of planes and say, I got a big tax refund, or, I did something else and I got, some materialistic thing and it was for my tax refund. So, yes, we're being programmed or being trained to do that, but that's kind of always been American psychology to a large degree.
Well,
So,
I think we've had a low, I think it was like in the 2000s when Bush was in office, we had low tax returns for a few years. And then all of a sudden Bush said, hey, look, we got that $600. We're about to give you this, but if you haven't filled out your taxes,
you can't get
we
it.
can't have it. And I
You can't
promise
get
you,
it.
H&R Block was madness because people were like, let me fill out my taxes.
Oh, they absolutely were. I
Let me
mean, well,
get in
listen,
here for
the same thing,
$600.
the same thing happened in 2020 where they were getting the $600 for the STEMI, and then I
Mm-hmm.
think it was $1,400 for round two of STEMI. People started filing their taxes.
Yeah.
They weren't thinking about it at all. They were not thinking about it at all. So, again, I find it really interesting why people follow these marketing gimmicks, because you hit the hammer on the head. You said people get their refunds and then they go out, they spend the money on a car or some furniture or some clothes or
It's
some
their come up
travel.
time.
It's their come up time.
It's when
But
they move.
but in actuality, if they were to look at their whole financial situation, they would realize that they really don't have any money. And that was their money all year round. And what I mean when I want to say that they really didn't have any money is these were kind of like forced savings along with maybe some tax credits they might have gotten. And if you actually take this money now and invest it, you might not be worrying about a tax refund next year. If you did that, if you invested in some skills, some training, how to invest, how to flip a house, how to rent a house, how to get better on the job skills. I mean, Ericka, you and I talk about the demand for tech all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of us aren't going into these fields. But guess what? You could get a course, a college course or online course for some of these tax refunds, and people aren't doing it. Why do you think that is?
Man, listen, this guy posted on Twitter and it went viral. He was like, $600, you can get this mobile notary, this
Oh yeah,
certification.
mobile notaries are making
And
money.
and the dude at the top, this woman said, F you. And I said, why is she that angry that he's telling her a way to improve her life for less than $600? It's because she's being trained that she should be getting a refund back. I literally have a friend who's a business owner. Him and his wife have started doing their taxes together. And the last 2 years, she's like, but I'm not getting a refund. He said, honey, because I have a business and like,
We're
and
making money.
we're making money. He's explaining
Money.
it to her. And she's, even if this husband's making good money, she's confused why they aren't getting a refund back. This is how deep the psychology goes that even if I give you, like, let's be really honest about this. The reason I told people in 2023, there'll be no excuses. Nobody will care. Nobody will want to hear your story because people can say, well, 2020 threw me off. They're going to look at you and say, okay, it's you and your kids. You got STEMI money. You got kids being home money. You got, what do you call that? Unemployment money. You got all this money at one lump sum, around $16,000. What happened to it? At some point, that's really the true question because people are like, oh, the STEMI economy's dead. No, the surplus money that people got and didn't know what to do with is dead, right? The going to Miami, going to Atlanta, going to all these other trips, that's over. There's going to be a return to work, but for certain individuals, what type of work? And so
So
it's very scary that people are like, oh, that big refund. These are the same people you're going to talk to in August of this year. I promise you not. Man, my kid need a book bag. My kid need a haircut. Same folks. Big refunds, kid need haircuts and free backpacks in August. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like I really be wanting to screenshot. Like, didn't you get 11,000 in April? What happened?
listen, this year though, so the STEMI outlay isn't done just yet because this year they've got a lot of tax credits for the advanced child care tax credit.
Hmm.
They increased that. The child and elderly dependent care tax credit, that one is bananas. So if you are paying for your children to go to daycare, or elderly person to go to dependent care, some of those credits are bananas. You are going to see people with 5-figure refunds because of those credits. So I would hope, and I pray, I really pray that folks get that money and do something with it because it might not be here next year.
Um, I put it to you like this: people who had a house and their house went from 275 in Austin to 475, they got a $200,000 credit. Do you see what I'm saying? Like what game are you playing? If you're playing the tax refund credit and not the house made some equity credit, equity game, playing the
You're
wrong
missing out.
game.
You're
You're
missing
playing
out.
the
Yeah.
wrong game.
I don't
Um,
even. Are you playing the wrong game, or are you in just the wrong ballpark?
you don't even know the game's happening right now.
Right.
Right? It's like don't hate the player, don't hate the game, learn the rules so you can win.
Yep.
And we love every year bashing Donald Trump and all these people. They're not paying no taxes. So, what is it? Amazon isn't paying taxes. That's insane. They are. They're paying them via you. You're working.
But
They're
hold
coming
on,
out your paycheck.
they are paying taxes. They're just not paying. They are utilizing the tax code the way it's supposed to be utilized, and so people don't realize that Amazon got not net carry forwards or net
Mhm.
operating losses rather, right? So they spend so much money on their business that they got losses to carry forward. And so that means they didn't have to pay taxes on those years. But they pay taxes in other ways. Like that whole thing a lot of
Yeah.
times is played out. But again, to your point, what game is Amazon playing? What game is Jeff Bezos playing? They're not playing a tax refund game.
Listen, I remember I was talking to this woman about Tesla, and she was like, "Yeah, they left California because of they want to pay no taxes. That's ridiculous." I said, "Well,
No, it ain't.
should they? Should they pay more?" Well, yeah, I mean they started here in California. I said, "Well, they can leave California. Why should they leave California? They already know you have to pay taxes if you're here." And I'm like, "But that's just it. They don't have to. They don't have to play the game California wants to play. They can go play in another state."
And here's a secret: California's what's it? The FTB. Their
Hmm.
their state system is no joke. I'm not mad at people that want to leave over taxes and how the government there treats them. I get
Oh,
it.
did you see the lady in Jeopardy? She won 1.4 million. At the end of it, she's only going to take home 300,000 because she's a California citizen.
Yeah, I get it.
And I'm like, if that don't make you leave California that day, I don't know what will, baby. Because I would have packed up out of San Francisco that day. I don't live in California. I live in Las Vegas.
I live somewhere. I live
Anywhere but
somewhere,
this
anywhere
state.
but here. Exactly. Exactly.
So
So,
go ahead.
so what else do you think about tax refunds, taxes, or anything else as it relates to our people and what they can use and do to get better?
Listen, as a person who's been in real estate, I can tell you, and I talk to moving companies. When is the top time people move? It's the summer and it's tax time.
Mm,
Because you would think, well, they got kids. It doesn't matter. They get that tax money. It's officially time to move into apartments. If you talk to resellers, when do they? We always make the joke about the old 1999 Ford Hondas. That's 20 years old at this point. But instead of being 2 grand, they're 5 grand at tax time. Why?
mm,
Because they know you have taxes,
right,
right? They don't
right.
know you don't have the money to maintain the car, but you have enough money to go buy it.
Mm,
And that's really the truth of it. People are missing the part where every month that car payment's 800. Every month the insurance is 300. You
facts.
can't just get a big woo-saw in the beginning of the year. I mean, go talk to some of these car dealers. They people coming in dropping 8 grand, 9 grand, 10 grand, 12 grand down on a down payment for a vehicle in the tax time.
Right.
And you'll sit there and go, okay, if they spent all that money for that, they could have got a paid off cash car.
True. True. True.
Right. So the best story I have out of H&R Block over all my years of being there, what I tell
Oh,
people is there was a
this is going
woman.
to get juicy.
There's a woman with 3 kids. She'd come in, she'd get a refund, and she got a big, healthy refund. She bought a house over in the Westover area of Fayetteville, North Carolina. If anybody ever watched this video from there, the next year she came in, she was a real estate agent. She was doing better. She had this house. She was feeling confident. She made more money. She literally turned around next year, got the refund, moved to another side of town, made the first house a rental in Westover. Second year, okay, she's doing better, selling more real estate, enjoying the house with the kids. But then third year, got her biggest refund, bought a house in the Jack Britt School District, which is the best district, which is the best houses, and now she has 2 rentals. It is one of the best stories, one of the most happy stories of H&R Block's history of me being there, is watching this single mom of 3 keep elevating herself in a 3-year window. Now, I never saw her again after that, and she got a real tax person doing her taxes, okay?
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? I didn't
Got
say that,
real
by the
tax
way.
people.
Yeah,
The
I
HR
didn't
blocks are
say
just
none of
getting
that.
minimal training. And, you know, I was so proud of watching someone with just the mindset. Like 12K can really do something for someone.
Oh
12K
yeah.
paid her closing costs, and you're talking about a $80,000 house, and she was in there paying $300 a month rent, a
Mm.
mortgage, and then the next year buying another house, next year buying another house, and she was a real estate agent. That's why I say I never trust real estate agents who don't have rentals, because I'm like, you don't have no long-term investments. You look at real estate all day long and you don't find nothing in real estate valuable enough to hold it, then I don't know if I can have you as my agent. That don't make sense. So
I get it. I get it.
it's one of
I
my
think
things.
the average, off the top of my head, the average tax return is about $2,400. That's what it was last season. That's even enough money to get something going. Like you said, $600. That's all you
Easy.
need
A
to do some
class,
things.
a training. And even I think they were complaining about the meme stocks. They were saying, "Oh, these people are only over here because they got some STEMI money." Even better, great. They learned how to get into the stock market. Now, I'm not gonna be like, "Yeah, AMC was the greatest idea ever," but they're
Mm,
learning a
mm,
skill. If they were
mm.
smart about it, they bought some courses after a while. If they were smart, they actually learned more about the stock market over the course of a year and a half, hopefully.
I don't.
Not all of
So
them.
I love the idea of DIY investing. I'm a big
Mhm.
believer in fractional share investing, as I know you are. But the Wall Street bets and the Reddit crowd,
It's a lick. Some of them are looking for a lick.
yes, and they're drinking their own Kool-Aid and they don't want to do the work. And it's a get rich quick thing. Like you said, it's a lick. So you got to be careful for that. With that, you got to be careful with that. But Ericka, I appreciate you being here with us.
Mhm.
Got to have you back for some more. Where can everybody find you at?
What's up? You can find me at YouTube at Erica's Classic Climb. You can also find me on Instagram at Erica's Classic Climb. I love that word. It keeps it simple, right?
Yes, it
Um,
does.
I am on my sabbatical. I will be doing 1 or 2 videos from Dubai and Europe because I think that's only right. But I think it's important that this year you guys really focus on just 1 or 2 big goals. If it's nothing but, well, I think I told you, what is it? Start an HSA account, and
Mm,
then start by being able to buy fractional shares, and third, buy a home if you can. Because
mm.
people are like, it's going to crash. Everything's going to crash. I said, you forget our overseas brethren who have been locked up are like, we're ready to come to America and buy a home now. So
That's true.
definitely check out my Atlanta video if you haven't, on all the construction getting ready to happen down there. So
I got to go dig that up. Okay. Well, I appreciate you, Ericka. Listen, everybody, I appreciate you being here. If you got any value from this video, do me a favor, like, comment, and share, and send this to somebody who might get some value from this. All right. So until the next time, the Financial Roll out. I will see you soon. So long.